Morning. We don't have much time. I have class today. I have class every day, but today I'm running a little late. Morning, brother Gary. How you sleep?
Sleeping well, sir. Do good. I
You
do
sleep
good.
well?
Yes, sir. If I sleep.
Brother, you gotta press. Yeah. Okay. Good morning. Namaste. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you all. Gosh, very early for me. Not so bad. What time is it? I'm running late for class. I noticed that on the clock.
7:35.
Oh, we have a little time. It's only 7:35. Look, me and Yoki.
Very important news.
We should have the book picture here.
It's coming. It's coming. It's all in the making.
This morning, it got on my heart to talk about the pandemic more specifically, the news of America's growth in almost every state, rapid growth of corona. And I thought about what America is doing to control the pandemic versus neighboring countries from where I am today and this country is doing. I live in the forest, and I can get on my scooter and ride around the corner and get a rapid test within 10 minutes. I could walk in the health clinic, they have them everywhere, 24-hour health clinics here in Indonesia. And for 100,000 rupiahs, or $7 American, I can get a test. And if that test doesn't come back right, I can get a swab test for a couple 100,000 rupiah in Indonesia. And then I can go 20 blocks or 10 blocks further and get it again and again, and all over Bali. And in America, we don't have that luxury. So in America, we're not testing. Second thing is,
As we should.
as we should. We're not testing as we should. Thank you, Brother Gary. And then the second thing is, I have a friend in Australia, an ex-girlfriend, and she was in Malvern. And she's been locked down most of the year, unfortunately. But not that much corona, but they're very careful. When she leaves Malvern to go to Sydney, she had to take a rapid test to leave Malvern and go to Sydney. When she got to Sydney, she took a rapid test. They assigned her to a hotel to stay 14 days. Today is her last day, Lucy. Today's her last day in this hotel that was assigned to her. She said it's like Holiday Inn. She's used to. She's always had rich boyfriends. And she's always lived, even now as a yoga teacher in Australia, she doesn't live. But she's in Holiday Inn, or not really, whatever it is. And she said she's been there 14 days. Today, another rapid test
Before she leaves.
before she leaves.
Just to confirm.
She took a swab test 3 days ago. She took a test when she got into. So she went from one city to another and took 3 tests and stayed 14 days in a place. 14 days she stayed. It just because she went to another city.
But let's look at China, where they said that the virus started. How
In China,
where it started.
where it started, they had one case recently and tested 2 million people. They had 2 tests before that and tested 9 million people. You're referring to that one.
They had one test now where it's 4,900,000 persons live in that community.
4,900,000 people live in a community.
And in the space of 2 days,
In 2 days,
they locked the entire community.
they locked the community
Test all
and test all of them
4,900 just because one person had
because one person had it.
the symptoms.
How do we expect to be competitive and brag about being the greatest country in the world when we don't protect our citizens? This has got to be the most insane government. So we go back to voting and protecting our communities. This has been, what I tell you about Australia and what I told you about Indonesia and what I tell you about China, those places are cautious and they're protecting people over money. This idea that we're going to open our economy and let people die. There was also early on, there was a list of 4 countries with 4 female leaders. Norway and not Sweden, but there were 4 countries, not Sweden. But there were 4 countries and there were 4 women, and it had to do with, women promoted this, but the idea of feminine, compassionate, thoughtful leadership. It had to do with the divine feminine in all of us. Men have it. This thoughtful leadership, people first. Men are gatherers, right? And then when toxic masculinity shows up, it shows up as greed. The economy in China, because of their and in all those countries, is booming because they're back to work, because they handled the pandemic and they cared for people before they did money. So that's just today. And I want to talk about people over money, and then I want to talk about voting. We got to vote. I know we've talked about it. I just did a PSA and I said, somebody said, why you say love and compassion and these things when we have, look, on the ballot, Black Lives Matter. Black lives only matter, all the work that we do only matter if we can get prosecutors free from the control of the city unions, the police unions, and the mayor. These prosecutors should be free to prosecute bad police. That way we don't have to deal with case by case. We have a zealous prosecutor who will go after dirty police. 1. Healthcare. We need to make sure, like in all the countries in the free world, that people can get health care. Every country in the world has free health care. And decent health care in most cases. I mean, really decent health care. Affordable health care. But affordable, no, it's free. My friend is in Germany. She went to the hospital without a referral. They took care of everything. It was only about a scare. It was not about a sickness. She wanted to check under her breast, and then she wanted to go check to her. And they went, all that shit happened in one day, and she went home. She said it was a whirlwind of different doctors that she was able to see about her lump in her breast. And they said it was benign and sent her home. That was in Germany. Everywhere we have health care. Equal high quality education. We all have to have education. This is not, and this is, all of these things are on the ballot. So there's police reform, there's education, there's health care, there's women reproductive rights. We have to stack the court. We have to, because we can't have them take away women's rights to control their own bodies. And there's many, many more issues like that. So we have to vote on these issues. Compassion, unity, and love. Where'd you ever say that, Brother Gary? Compassion, love, thoughtfulness, our feminine nature versus a toxic masculine leadership. Some of the white male leaders have blocked out their feminine qualities. And because of that, they have left us in very bad position, and we can shift. All right, we're going to meditate. This was a short discussion, but I just want people to vote. I voted. Brother Gary, you voted. From Jakarta, right? We didn't even get to go home, but we voted, right? When I go home, there'll be a new president. When I get home by December, I guess. Kids are home. We'll talk about that one other day. They came here, they did it. Let me just say, I know I go off subject. My kids did a 60-hour fast. They went totally vegan. They didn't eat anything with gluten or anything with animal. They did intermittent fasting, where they only ate within a 6-hour window. It was like a health retreat. They went to yoga almost every single day, except for the days they dragged me surfing, which was some experience. When you're my age and you're surfing, that's some shit, some dangerous shit too. Brother Gary said, be careful, like an old lady. So I did all of these things with my kids over a month that we spent together. It was very special. But they're back home, and I worry about them. I almost didn't want to send them home. I got a little fight with the mother, like, why? Bing had something to do, and Yoki. But they were both doing their homework here, and they were great. And maybe they'll come back. I'll be back there before they're here, but they had never seen the house I built. Okay, so we're going to sit up straight, arch our back a little, and short meditation, just so you can learn and do it alone, or do it with a group later. We share a collective mantra. The mantra is Rum. We let the thoughts come and go. We don't judge the thoughts. If we want to, we can think about them, let them go. The thoughts come and go, and for a short 5 minutes, We're going to meditate. Then we'll take a few questions, and I can go to class. But you sit up. You want me to take the questions first?
Well, yeah, no, just get it out.
Yeah, I have to take the questions. All right, we'll take a few questions. I see Jay Lovely is on. Oh, Rap Shot, I like him. I haven't spoken to him. I hope he's not in any more trouble. He gets in trouble. Rap Shot, what up, baby?
I was honestly hoping to meditate first before my question I had to ask.
Ask me the ignorant question and we'll let it just settle.
Okay, so how did that surfing go down? I've never been on a surfboard. I've been on a skateboard, and that's pretty sketchy stuff. So
Not too many black people been on a surfboard. Well, probably some have. They're brown. They live in Hawaii. But black people from the hood, we don't really. It happened because my daughter, who grew up in a different environment than us, became a surfer in Malibu, right? And so she wanted to. I live here and I have a lot of friends. I live most of my life here. So I have a lot of friends, and they're like 38-year-old, 35-year-old women, and some young guys. You go surfing. So they said, you got to get on the board. So I went out and I paddled because I knew my daughter was coming. And then I caught a stand up on the board. I caught a wave and was like, oh, shit, I know what it is. And then to the most famous surfer in the world. I didn't know. He's like Michael Jordan, and there's no such thing as Kobe. I mean, the literal best surfer in the world. His name is Kelly Slater. Again, he's like Michael Jordan. There's no Kobe. There's no Shaquille. There's no LeBron. None of that. He's just Jordan, period. And I met him. We had dinner. We hung out. And my daughter's coming tomorrow. Then my daughter met him, and she was thrilled. When I sent her a picture of him, she was like, oh, shit, so she meets him. And then we go out surfing, and he says, when the wave comes, you're going to paddle, and you're going to stand up on the surfboard. I'm like 100 years old. I'm like, I'm not standing up. And I literally stood up on the board, and I don't have an image of it, but I swear to you, I stood up on the surfboard, and I surfed. And then I went out, and I kind of half surfed a few times, and then I caught a wave again on my knees, but I was on the wave. And that's how it went down. So it's not an ignorant question. It's a question no black people, we don't surf, a lot of us. So it was a big deal for me, and it was something, especially at my age. And you can bust your ass, and you can fall, and the board can hit you in the head and all that shit. But my daughters loved it, and it was the best thing. I did it because of them, and we had a good time. Say, the Def Jam biopic is still coming, yeah, I guess. So,
have you ever tried snowboarding?
no, I didn't snowboard yet. Just the fact that I did what I did was a lot. Anyway, I'm gonna go. We're gonna do that quick meditation. I'm gonna go to yoga. Rap Shot, it's good to see you, brother. You look good.
Nice to see you. I gotta get my tan back, man. It's getting cold over here, and I'm losing color. So.
You're looking good. Stay out of trouble. Peace.
Will do. Take care.
That's my man, JR Rap Shot. I love him. He's always got usually got something crazy to tell me. Adrian. Oh, these are old friends. Adrian meditated with us. Adrian, what up, man?
Hey, what up, man? How are you?
How you holding up?
Man, God is good, man. I want to thank you for introducing me to meditation and yoga. I've lost, and to Celsius, I've lost, man, 20 pounds. I just got the book. I got to learn to eat to live a little better. But it's been a long journey. It's been like last year, I think I jumped on, and man, you got to see me, man. I'm getting it in. Salute Gary, you brother Gary. I saw y'all yesterday. He made you look like a celebrity, man. You know.
Well, the book is coming. I want to start a program in January where people will follow the program on the website and get advice as to how we can live 21 days on building a real new set of habits to change our lives. So I'm building all the things around the book so people can get the book. In December, it shows up at the house. Read the book. It's not that different from Happy Vegan, except it has a lot of new information. And it has a lot of recipes, but it has a lot of information about the pre-existing health conditions we have, right? And then it also has information about why we need circulation and how to get circulation in our body, mostly through yoga we teach, and how the mind, when it's calm through meditation, heals itself. So this book is a lifestyle book that will teach you a whole life that will help you to be happier and healthier.
It will help the black and the brown community.
And the black and brown communities. COVID,
The menu.
the reason we're dying, the 100% reason we're dying is because of our health. And these are things that can be avoided.
I can't wait to read it. I mean, you know, and just doing yoga. I remember just listening for a while last year, and you know, and hearing people and reading the comments. Man, I got so much energy. You know, my range in motion is ridiculous. You know, in my meditation, I'm able now, and in my breathing to, you know, how you once before you may have reacted to a situation, that breathing process, the rum, all of that helps, man, when you in life, because it helps to bring on a calmness.
It's just a question of remembering to remember to use the tools I'm giving. The books, I mean, for me, I forget, because if we remembered fully, we would be enlightened. But in the short term, the more we remember and the more we practice these things, whether it be compassion or calm, easy breath, or thinking positive when we have negative, we have to remember to remember. And the more we practice, the more it becomes second nature, and the happier we live and the healthier we are to remember. So the diet, the hard work, it's not even hard after a while. It becomes like they say, oh, you're so disciplined. It's not discipline. It's not discipline, it's routine. And you miss it if you don't do it. If you don't do yoga, if I don't go to class today, I'm going to hot yoga this morning. If I don't go to that hot yoga class, I come out of there after sweating and showering, I come out like I'm in heaven. So I don't want to miss that. I'm not going to miss it today. Anyway, brother, it's good to see you again. Namaste, which means the God in me acknowledges the God in you. Have a beautiful day.
God bless you.
Salute. All right, there's a guy who pre-ordered the book. You can pre-order the book, and the book is a real lifestyle book. It really is, will give you tips. And again, let's try Evan. Let's try him. All right, this is the last question, then we're going to do a short 5-minute meditation, but it's important because 2 of the minutes. What up, man?
Hey, what's going on, man?
How you, sir?
Pretty good. Thank you very much for accepting the invite. I was actually looking forward to a yoga session today that I haven't taken from any other artists out there, so I came across yours, and I'm sitting here ready to go. I got my yoga hoodie on, my yoga sweatpants, and I was like, all right.
We're not going to do the physical practice. We're not going to do a physical practice, but I'm going to start. If you go to my Instagram stories, there's 2 kinds of practice. Well, one really. There's a vinyasa flow. You go back in my Instagram stories, and it's from Tantras. It's a pretty tough class. I have a beginner's class, but it's not on there. And I'm going to launch an app, and it'll be pretty cheap or free, and some of the classes will be free at least. And you just follow the teacher. And it's the same sequence every day. So when you get that class, do it every day. And it's a really good class. It's very intuitive and simple. And it's taught by Shana. So that class is on. You go back on my Instagram stories. Stories? Yeah. And you go back on there.
I'm writing all this down as you're saying it because I'm actually looking to get into doing some yoga in the house now that we have the winter coming.
Right.
Here in Connecticut, the winters are really, really harsh, so it's kind of hard. Especially with the corona, I can't really go to the gym and can't really take any...
Do that class. That class by Shana. It's on my Instagram story. You have to go back a pass. It's some Minister Farrakhan things and some other things. But go back and you will see Shana. And that class is a Tantras flow class. It's kind of what we're going to teach when we're building a school here with 35 bedrooms for to teach teachers how to teach this sequence, because it's a very intuitive, traditional practice.
Maybe run a procedure sometime this week or early next week and give them a treat by doing that.
I'll do a class. I'll do an opening class. I'll do a beginner's class, and I'll save it on our, so that way you can have that too. All right, it's a pleasure to meet you. I got to do a quick meditation. I want you to sit with me and learn to meditate next. Let's just go now. Thank you, bro.
Take it easy, man.
Peace. All right, sit up straight. Put your shoulders back, spine straight and up. Tuck your chin, open your chest. Let the thoughts come and go. Expect nothing. But just know that you sit still. Let the thoughts come and go. And begin to repeat the mantra Rum. Try to spend your energy and your focus on this vibration. Just 5 minutes. Just be at ease. Inhale to Om. Om. So they say when your mind is calm, then the universe unravels. Presence is God's only gift. Everything that we do, all the work that we put in, cars we buy, the houses we purchase and live in, all of it's about a seat. So no matter how big your house, you can sit your ass in one seat at a time. Happiness is when one is comfortable in the seat. They cannot give or take your seat away. Everything else is just exterior. Your happiness sits in your heart. You meditate to dig so you can be closer to your heart. That's it. There's nothing else but this present moment that can be here in this moment if you dig for it. So, operate from a place of needing nothing. Go out into the world and just be a good giver. And good givers are great getters. And all the worldly stuff will come. But none of it will make you happy. It's only the inner peace that we chase in meditation and in our good deeds and our prayer. So, that's it. Have a beautiful day. Vote.
Yeah, you do it.
And vote.
That's it.
Don't forget to comment and subscribe. Thank you.